Ourom.
Thank you. When they called and asked if I would participate tonight, I thought it might be a bit of a practical joke. I'm not sure that I've really done anything very extraordinary, and I'm hoping that you can tell me if I have. Now, this is me on my first birthday, which is nothing extraordinary at all. However, I was what they call a blue baby. I was born with a serious heart problem. Luckily, soon after I was born, the guy on the left, Bill Mustard, figured out how to operate and fix those things, and he did. He did it 50 years ago, next Monday, February 20th, which happens to be the day the guy in the spacesuit orbited the Earth and beat on the godless commies. That was John Glenn. You'll be hearing about him over the next week. So I was kind of starting, I was maybe not supposed to be here at all, and if I wasn't going to be athletic. So naturally I ended up as a bit of a geek. I was in a special class of the brightest kids in the city. We still have grade 7 reunions. And so forth. But on my 14th birthday, my mother gave me a book called The Mountaineer's Companion and got me interested in it. Now, maybe she was trying to kill me, I don't know, but she was trying to work off some energy, and I got climbing. I was lucky. I got to go with people like Leif Patterson, really wonderful people that lived a life for the mountains. And it built from there over the last 40 years. I've been climbing ever since. All sorts of different things. I've at least tried most of the things: bouldering, ice climbing, mountaineering, all kinds of different things in the mountains and backcountry ski trips, and on and on. And nothing of any great substance. I mean, I don't think I've ever climbed harder than 511. Maybe WI4, ice climbing. Nothing really great. I am persistent and stubborn. That's some of my more or less attractive traits. But you can still see it from the pictures. I'm still doing the damn stuff. Here we are 40 years later and still getting out in the mountains and still climbing. But of course, there's phases that we all go through in life, and you do different things. So I, of course, went through the phase where you're doing new climbs at Squamish and in the mountains. Various things, challenges, learning as you go, meeting all kinds of neat people, some of whom are here tonight that have shared adventures with me. But nothing extraordinary by the standards then, and certainly not by the standards now. They probably do this stuff, blindfolded with running shoes now. So, but nonetheless, great adventures, nothing extraordinary. But I've kept doing these things on and on and on, and always maybe a year. Sometimes I've gone away for a year or two, but come back. I had to throw this one in because this was my big chance at being on the cover of the MEC catalog. But last. But I mean, the first picture was a chick magnet sort of picture too, but that one was too. But unfortunately, they put me inside it last spring. It's too bad. I have been involved very heavily with MEC. Another part of my mountaineering career and climbing career, which has developed, is getting involved in those other things. Very active in MEC. For a while, I was its director and its chair, involved in the BC Mountaineering Club. For a while, I did triathlons fairly seriously, and I did half decently at them. I had never, ever athletic. I was quite the geek with all my gifted friends in grade 7. We were geeks galore. But we certainly did those things. So eventually, though, I started to do more community things. And after a while, about 15, 17 years ago, we invented this thing called the Climbers Access Society of BC. And I was very involved with it for 13 years and helped get it going and get it on its feet. We did lots of stuff, things to do with parking lots. That's before and after at the Little Smoke Bluffs. Pretty standard stuff, simple services for climbers to help them do what they like to do. We really had a lot of fun with it as well. Sure, there's meetings, there's talk, there's paperwork galore. We fought some good battles, partly to prevent signs like that from going up. And in fact, the button in the lower right corner was one of our greater successes, defeating a gondola that was proposed on the Squamish Chief in 2004. We thought there was a better places for a gondola. Now, we do have a little bit of a potty fetish, okay, I'll admit it. We built 10 or a dozen while I was involved, but again, and it's definitely a we. It's not like it's just me doing this stuff. It was big groups. But we built them. They were needed. They're real service. And again, lots of fun. The kind of stuff you have to do in the modern world. I've stepped down from the Access Society 4 years ago after we finished our work at Skaha. It's in good hands with other people. I've gone on to other things, one of which I help with the Yosemite Facelift every year in September. Huge volunteer climbers event in Yosemite. Cleanup, projects, all kinds of stuff. As you can see, they've got me on the mop there. I'm very good at that. On the left is the organizer. It's Ken Yeager. But I do keep involved in that way and a little with the Access Society. Other things that I still climbing, of course. But another thing I've gotten into is restoring old climbs. So this one is Slab Alley, and on the left, Glenn Woodsworth, who's been climbing quite a lot longer than me. And there we were climbing it. Now, another thing I've been involved with is climbing guidebooks. The one on the left is proof that 23-year-olds shouldn't write climbing guidebooks. It could have been better. The picture on the right, although poor, is books that I've helped in one way or the other with writing, producing, editing, printing, whatever. And my current project, I'm not giving up climbing, but my current project is working on a history of climbing at Squamish. It involves talking with a lot of people, including some of those guys in the mugshot and the upper story, and going to interview people and videotape them like Ed and Debbie Cooper. It's going to be a couple of years and a lot of hard work, but I think it should be a very worthwhile project, and you can look forward to it. Thank you.